What's up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome you to week 3 of SDS season 12. Um, this week we have 9 games to watch, and um, it's because one of these is a week 2 game, which is this one. I'm gonna go through really quick and actually mute these because I will forget and it will blast my ears away if I leave the sound on. So, yeah, thank God all the games got played this week because last week we ended up having a forfeit loss, but this week we did okay, although we had a few more Sunday games than I would have liked. Um, so, yeah, starting things off. Oh, and we got a special surprise at the end, this battle specifically. Um, so, if y'all want to stay tuned to watch, or even if you're mean and just want to skip to the end, I would recommend watching this battle because this battle is very funny. So, yeah, first up we have Troy vs. Sacred Ash, which is our week 2 makeup game, which somehow got played today, but it's fine. So on Sacred Ash's side, we have the Tapu Koko, Iron Bundle, Tinkaton, uh, Quaquaval, Terra Rhyperior, which is going to be Terra Water, and we have Salamence, which I believe is coming off the bench. On Troy's side, we have Tracheon, Clefable, Zapdos, Mamoswine, Overquill, and Terra Grumpig, which is going to be Terra Fairy, and I believe that's also coming off the bench for the first time. Um, I guess technically we're going to be seeing Troy twice this week. So yeah, we're going to lead with the Tinkaton Thor. Interesting name for a Tinkaton. It's going to lead into the Terrakion, which is going to eat a Rock Slide, and ooh, we crit our Rock Slide too. So I'm pretty sure Troy has drafted Terrakion before, and like I don't really know what the point in running Rock Slide is when you kind of miss Rock Slide as well as Stone Edge. So like I'd prefer running Stone Edge because if you crit here, like the Ments would have died if it was Stone Edge, but all good, I guess. Leftovers is an interesting item on Ments. We're gonna see Rock Slide KO. Tinkaton will come in. We're gonna get up Stealth Rock and miss Rock Tomb, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. Yeah, we're also gonna see the defog from Zapdos, so yeah, Zapdos is not gonna care. Discharge will do about 25% to Tinkaton, and I believe Sacred Ash is like, I'm not really getting any. Um, I'm not really getting anywhere with that. We're gonna crit or another Rock Slide, so we're trading the Rock Slide crit back. Why not Stone Edge? I don't know. Y'all need to grow a pair. It's fine. So we're gonna see SD Overcool, which is very cool. And also, I believe Troy just changed his Terra Captain from Kingdra to Overquill, so this will be Terra Overquill pretty soon, which I think is very solid. I I would much rather see Terra Overquill than Terra Kingdra. I think much cooler mon. Liquidation is gonna do kind of I guess not that much. Gigaton's gonna do very little, but I believe it was like no investment on the Tinkaton, but like that still did zero in my opinion. The Earthquake isn't gonna do. It's not gonna kill, but for whatever reason, Troy decides to Swords Dance on a Rhyperior that has Stab Earthquake versus his Poison type, and also no switch in to said Stab Earthquake. So I don't know why we clicked Swords Dance there and didn't go for like the Gunk Shot or like the Crunch. So now we're gonna bring in Terrakion. We're gonna get some chip on the Rhyperior. Rhyperior is not gonna give a shit about Terrakion, and Terrakion's gonna go down to the Earthquake. Grumpig is gonna come in, and I will say, Troy said specifically to me that this Grumpig 1v6s this team. So let's see what Grumpig does. We've seen Earthquake does a little under half. We're gonna recycle absolutely nothing. We're gonna get our Iapapa Berry. Terra Fairy. Terra Blast is going to do 21 whole percent to this Rhyperior. We're going to see the Recycle Iapapa Berry, but it is not going to be enough for Earthquake to not knock it out, so I don't really know why you didn't just go for like damage there, but yeah, nice 1v6, as in 21% to Mon with like 55 special defense. Might be like 65, I don't know. I just know Rhyperior is like not very specially defensive, but still takes a hit like. Anyways, Clefable's gonna come in. We're gonna see Wish as Earthquake does over half. Crazy. We're gonna see Draining Kiss does pretty much nothing, and Earthquake will knock it out, and the Wish will not land onto anything. We're gonna see Quavel come in on the Mammoth We're gonna see Balloon to keep it safe from that Earthquake, which is very nice. As Earthquake will crit, but it will not be enough to knock him out. And also, why was this thing slower than Mamoswine? If you're like, I don't know. I won't question it, but very good win on Sacred Ash's part. He didn't even have to use Iron Freeze and Iron Crit Magnet, or Christmas Magic Bot, or Coco. So like, very good showing on Sacred Ash's part. Troy, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but it's fine. So again, we're gonna see a battle with Sacred Ash, with the egotistical Elekid. Yeah, you have a title now. Who's bringing Spectre, Galarian, Weezing, Palafin? Is that Mega Audino or just Audino? I think it might be Mega. Terra Minior and Terra Celebi. So it's going to be Terra Fairy on the Minior and Terra Electric on the Celebi. On Sacred Ash's side, we're going to see the Tapu Koko, Iron Bundle, Iron Moth, Quaquaval, again, Terra Water Rhyperior, and Terra Flying on the Komala. So I guess very interesting. What, I don't know what Terra Flying is for. Oh, is it for like Excadrill? I don't know. Cause I think Elekid has an Excadrill, right? We're gonna see Celebi come right in on that Rhyperior. We're gonna see Heavy Slam doesn't do too much. And we're gonna see Earth Power. I guess maybe we predicted something else to come in, but it did not. Komala's gonna switch in on probably Grass Knot. That did absolutely nothing. So now Palafin's gonna come out. We're gonna see a U-turn, which kind of punishes the Palafin, because I don't think, does baby Palafin have the same defenses as Palafin Hero, or are its defenses lower too? I think its stats are like completely different, but I think it's like same HP, same speed. Yeah, we're gonna see Bundle come in. Audino's gonna be our switch in. Ooh, we're gonna see Freeze. That sucks. Okay, so we are Mega Audino. Hydro Pump does kind of a lot. We're gonna say Frozen, unfortunately, and Hydro Pump will knock out Audino, unfortunately. Palafin's gonna come in. We're gonna see the Freeze Dry. Doesn't get the freeze, but yeah, we got our Christmas magic already, Sacred Ash. It's not time for Christmas just yet. So Bundle's gonna go down to the close combat, and we're gonna, obviously it's Assault Vest Palafin, which kind of doesn't really do anything here anymore. Brick Break on the Quaquaval is interesting. I guess maybe he thought there'd be screens. I mean, if you can fit Brick Break or like Psychic Fangs, there's not really like any reason to like not at least prep for screens. So Minior's gonna come in. We're gonna see Shields down activate. Terra Fairy will keep us safe from dying to the Quack as we Shell Smash. And are we gonna see? Yep, we're gonna see Mirror Herb as we always see. Aqua Jet for some reason. So this is what I don't understand, is why you guys are like outspeeding Minior and then like clicking a priority move that doesn't KO and then it puts them in shields down. Like, why are we not just like doing as much damage as we can? I get like maybe your best move was Aqua Jet, like you weren't like Aqua Step or like Axel, or I don't really understand. So yeah, Quack is gonna go down to a Terra Blast, and we're gonna see our shields down activate. Rhyperior is gonna come in. Ooh, it's gonna die to that Terra Blast. Coco's gonna come in now, so we're gonna see an Earth Power. Honestly, was Terra Blast a better play? Because Stab and you couldn't have run into like the Shuka Berry problem? I don't know. I would say Terra Blast probably was a better play, but perhaps Terra Blast didn't KO and he wanted, even if it was Shuka, like I guess it was still okay to go for Earth Power there if we didn't. I don't know if that makes sense. But I think I understand the Earth Power play. Yeah, we're gonna see Celebi come in, doesn't die, but we're not gonna see Recover. We're just gonna see a big Psychic come out, and we're gonna see Iron Moth special attack boosting. That's kind of scary. So we're going to bring in Weezing, which is very telling that we're not Jet Punch on our Palafin. Why are we not Jet Punching our Palafin? Who fucking knows? Sludge Wave is gonna knock out the Wheezing. Palafin's gonna come in. Yeah, no Jet Punch. Crazy. What moves is the Palafin running? Cause like why wouldn't you run Jet Punch? Fire Dance doesn't knock us out. But we're gonna see Kamala come in and like Kamala was pretty much there to wall Spectre, I think, so yeah, Draining Kiss does pretty much nothing, and Knockoff will kill Spectre even through the Colbur Berry. So, like, I have to ask, what? Because you're obviously Assault Vest, so you're 4 moves. What caused you to not run Jet Punch versus an Iron Moth? I can see, like, I don't know. You close combated. Quack isn't super bulky, so I think close combat is usually better click than like body slam into that mon. Maybe you're like mixed. Maybe you have like I think Palafin gets Grass Knot, so he could have been running Grass Knot for like Rhyperior. Last move like Wave Crash. I don't know. I don't really see a reason to like not have Jet Punch on the set, but pop off, I guess. So next up, we're gonna see Cryptix versus Heister. I hope I'm not gonna be. Well, I've already watched this battle, I think, but it's been a while, so I'm kind of like not remembering everything that's happened. So on the Cryptix's side, we're gonna see the Weavile, Starmie, Breloom, Mega Aggron, Electivire, and Gliscor versus Heister, who has the newly Terra Diancie. He's gonna be Terra Fighting in this game. Breloom is also Terra Fighting, so it's the battle of the Terra Fightings. We're also gonna have a Mega Manectric, Ursaluna, Glowking, Torn, and Mienshao. So I've convinced Heister he's now Mega Manectric pilled, as he should be. I think everyone should be Mega Main pilled, as long as it's like a cheat mon in draft and like people start respecting it again. I would love to see people use Mega Main more, because I've seen this mon's maybe like the mon itself isn't like particularly like performing super well, but like its win rate technically is like pretty good, I feel. So yeah, I don't know, I guess I have to get through like 7 more games after this, so we'll just get started. We're gonna lead with our Mega Main into the Mega Aggron. Main's gonna do 45%. Oh, well, 44 to the Aggron. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. We're gonna switch in Weavile on a U-turn. I guess I understand the play, but like, I don't. Well, I don't know. Like, you don't want to stay in on like a Heat Wave, but why would you switch on Heat like Aggron? Or why would you switch Weavile in on a Heat Wave? I think Gliscor probably should have been the play, because I don't think Torn is ever gonna knock on an Aggron. If Aggron can just stay in and get up rocks or like Heavy Slam. So going hard Weavile on like the U-turn pivot mon is like kind of crazy. But I guess I understand. We're gonna see Gliscor come in on the Diancie. We're gonna see Torn is gonna pivot in on Dual Wing Beat. Dual Wing Beat's like such a weird move, because like not a lot of mons get it, but at the same time some of the mons that get it also don't have like Brave Bird, like Dragonite, for example. So it's really like Dual Wing Beat just doesn't feel like a move that people should be running, but I understand why people run it. Torn's just gonna die to 2 Dual Wing Beats. Those rolls were kind of crazy too. We're gonna see Aggron into Ursaluna, and we're gonna see a Bulk Up. Headlong Rush, okay. We're gonna lower a special defense, and notice, not Flame Orb. So what does Cryptix do? He switches in his electric type versus the ground type when he has a grass type that's also part fighting, that is also faster. And he also has an ice type, which, to be fair, doesn't like the rocks. He also has a water type with like Surf, and versus a mon that has -1 special defense currently. And he also has Gliscor, which I think Gliscor is just gonna die, but he decides to bring in his electric type. and he's gonna focus blast straight into the bulletproof Ursaluna. To be fair, this was a based play. I mean, like, bulletproof isn't super common in Ursa. I don't even know what the fuck bulletproof is for. I guess bullet seed, and maybe are we like bulletproof and like Chopple for Breloom maybe? I don't know. But it was very funny that Electivire just like died. So yeah, Starmie's gonna come in as we see the Glow King pivot. Scald is not gonna do that much to Slowking. We're gonna see Gliscor come in. Gliscor is always a weird mon to bring in when like this mon gets Ice Beam, but I guess we're not Shuka. We read not being Shuka there. Ursaluna's gonna come back in. We're gonna see an Ice Punch or a Bulk Up, or yeah, we're just gonna see a Bulk Up. Straight up Bulk Up. Main's gonna come in. Are we gonna see Rapid Spin? No, we're just gonna Scald. No Scald Burn, unfortunately. Gliscor's gonna come in on, I believe, Flamethrower. Pretty obvious. Flamethrower doesn't do too much, but if we don't have Protect here, based on how much Flamethrower did, like, Overheat is killing. So, but I guess we're not Overheat, though. The thing I like to do with main, if I can slot it, I like to run both Overheat and Flamethrower. So if I can run Flamethrower and like, oh, the Landorus took 45%, then I'm like, gotcha, bitch. I'm gonna click Overheat, and now you die, and you didn't do anything to my Electric type. Ice Punch. Okay, so we did end up having Ice Punch. We're gonna go to Breloom. Also, yeah, it looks like the Gliscor low rolled the Luna maybe. We did 33 and then we did 31, so I mean, if we got the same roll twice, like, Luna would have lived, so can't really be too mad about that, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna see Breloom. It's gonna Mach Punch, yeah. -1 attack is still gonna kill that Manectric. Because we are Banded Terra fighting Breloom. So now we're gonna switch in Starmie. We're gonna see the Iron Defense. We're gonna see Psychic does about 64%. Body Press is going to kill Starmie with it. That is crazy, I think. But it is Stab Body Press +2. +2 off like 150 defense, and I don't know how much investment. Starmie's not the bulkiest mon, but I think Cryptic said he like very high rolled the Starmie. And like Starmie should have lived, and I believe if he did live, then he was gonna win. But now he has to like really contest here. Weavile's gonna come in. I think this is fair because I think Mienshao, unless Mienshao is Scarf, the Breloom should be able to just Mach. I think Mienshao just straight up dies to Mach Punch. I could be wrong. I could be overestimating, but yeah, we're gonna see Axel does not too much. Diamond Storm is gonna get that boost. Breloom's gonna come in. Mach Punch will not KO, and Body Press will KO us. So yeah, Diancie is gonna win, and also, I did not mention this, but we clicked fucking Iron Defense on a mon that is also running Diamond Storm. Oh my god, Heister. I cannot believe you won this game with a wasted move slot. I don't think I've ever run Iron Defense Diancie. Diamond Storm, like, as long as you land it, like, you're usually getting the boost. So, like, that's usually how you play Diancie. And you have bulky pivots to get it back in. Like, how I play Diancie is if you miss Diamond Storm or if you don't get the boost when you need it, you switch out into your pivots. And then when you bring it back in later on, like, the free, like, I don't know, like a fire type, or like in this scenario, probably on like Weavile, for example, then you just Diamond Storm again. So like, I don't know. So anyways, we're gonna see Jamesy versus Yuno next, and this game is gonna be very long. So yeah, on Jamesy's side, we're gonna have Iron Treads, Tapu Fini, Meowscarada, Lycanroc Dusk, Victini, and Buzzwole. No Terra Meloetta, by the way. On Yuno's side, we're going to see the Dragapult, Amoonguss, Terra Hitmontop, which is going to be Terra Fire, Celesteela, Mega Diancie, and Donphan. Yuno has yet to use Toxicity, by the way. I think it's Terra Toxicity too, so I'm surprised. Um, funny nicknames. So we're gonna see, yeah, Hitmontop will lead. We're gonna see the Baton Pass, yeah, so Hitmontop is like our Meowscarada check, basically. It does a pretty good job at it, too, I feel, and I think it's probably gonna check that Buzzwole, too. And Amoonguss is gonna be kind of an issue for Feeny coming in. So we're gonna see Victini. Vicreate doesn't do too much. And we're gonna see Feeny come right back in on the Baton Pass. So Yuno's kind of like putting James in the blender here. Celesteela's gonna leech. We're gonna knock off the Aqua Berry, which is nice. I guess Aqua's probably for Victini. Air Slash the Treads. Get up rocks on the Earthquake. Critical hit Earthquake. That did a lot. Actually, that didn't do that much considering that was a crit. We're going to see Air Slash does about 21%. Moongus will come in on the Taunt. Okay, so this is a play I've kind of talked about. I did end up watching this game earlier this week on Thursday, and I'm kind of wondering why we're taunting an Amoonguss. So typically the thing with Amoonguss is like it spores and it toxics, but you already have Misty Terrain up, so it can't really do that. I think Amoonguss might get Synthesis, but like you're also not really damaging Amoonguss, so there's no reason to Synthesis. So like I think in this case, every time you click Taunt on the Amoonguss, you're just wasting a turn. And I don't really see a reason to like taunt. If you're like, I guess if you're taunting, I don't know. I guess you could have taunted the Celesteela technically, but I've seen him taunt the Amoonguss like so many times, and Amoonguss is always coming in on Feeny. And you're kind of struggling to break through this Amoonguss. Like, either you don't have, like, Axel / Thunder Punch to break through this defensive core with Meow, or, like, we don't have, like, V-Create Bolt Strike or, like, Blue Flare Thunderbolt on Victini to break through this. Like, I think Special Victini could have done very well here. There's a Donphan as well. So having Special Tini would have worked. I think Terra Meloetta would have been awesome versus this team. Even just Meloetta, like, on its own, you're a normal type, so you can take the, like, Shadow Balls from Pult. You could also threaten the Terra on Pult, like, Fairy or Dark or... probably Fairy, so you can resist darts. Because, on like, Meloetta's, like, not physically tanky, so you want to resist darts, whereas you can probably eat the Shadow Balls no problem. Diancie is probably not killing you. If you have, like, Thunderbolt, I think Meloetta gets Thunderbolt. Like, Celesteela's not sitting there. Amoonguss isn't wanting to come in on Psychic, so I think we just didn't really prep well, and also the Feeny could have been, like, Scarf Trick, probably. I would say the one thing about Amoonguss that is, like, tough with, like, Trick Feeny is, like, you're risking getting a Black Sludge, and I don't know why this isn't Black Sludge and why it's Leftovers, but, yeah, like, this Amoonguss is just continuing to sit here, and, like, we just didn't really prep for Amoonguss very well. Do Wing Beat, yeah, like, you did damage there, but you're, like, still not doing much. And Amoonguss can always just switch out, because now Buzzwole's gonna force... it's either gonna have to switch or roost. Oh, and we're gonna bring in Feeny on the Giga Drain. Oh, that sucks. I'm just gonna let this game play out because I think I've said like everything I need to say, but this game is going to be very long. It's just kind of, you know, going back and forth with these, like, we got the Intimidate pivot with Hitmontop that's also walling Meowscarada. We have the Amoonguss regen pivoting also with Leftovers. And Celesteela has Leech Seed plus lefties, I believe. No, it had Akka, but Leech Seed is healing like quite a bit on it. We have yet to see Diancie, Pult, or Donphan. Like, everything that's been done so far is just like these defensive mons. Yeah, we're even gonna Rapid Spin away the Stealth Rock. We're gonna see Mungus will come in on Feeny every time. Feeny, like, yeah, Feeny just can't do anything to Mungus. Oh, we're gonna see. Okay, so we did end up going Victini. Oh, and it does tank the Shadow Ball. We're gonna see Encore. Encore? Why? Shadow Ball. Okay, that doesn't do too much to Meow, but now what? He just go. Yeah, he just goes into Celesteela and, like, Selly's just gonna click Leech Seed and get all its health back, basically. Victini. Yeah, it's gonna go down to the Air Slash. We're even gonna defense boost. Lycanroc is gonna come in. Stone Edge doesn't do too much, as Earthquake does a lot. Meow's gonna come in on the Earthquake. We're gonna see the crit. Okay, like if we had like Thunder Punch. Well, I mean it's +1 defense Celesteela, but I think like probably you should have run Thunder Punch in this matchup, maybe. I don't know how much that does to Celesteela, but I know that Meowscarada into like Corviknight does a lot with T-Punch, and Celesteela's recovery is a lot worse than Corv's, so yeah, Earthquake will just knock it out. We're gonna see another defense boost. Celesteela is just not. Yeah, Celesteela just doesn't care. We're gonna see Buzzwole come in. Celesteela's gonna switch out. Okay. We're gonna Curse Pull. Okay. I haven't seen Curse Pull in a little bit, actually. I remember, maybe it was like 2024, but everyone was using like Screens Curse Pult. Even in draft, I'm like, why are you using your Pult to set up screens? Like, shouldn't it be like the other way around? Like, shouldn't you be like trying to sweep with Pult? But like, no, everyone was running the Curse Screens Pull, and I thought that was like really weird. And I feel like it didn't even accomplish that much either, but I guess we've moved away from that, but seeing the Curse Pult now like brought back those memories of like me questioning like what the fuck people are even like doing. Says get Roserade back a set. Yeah, Roserade would have done the same shit as Amoonguss, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think regen has like helped you that much. Like you've been Giga Draining this whole time. Roserade would have done the exact same thing in this matchup, I feel. I mean, like, you probably wouldn't have been getting taunted by Feeny, but Roserade at least is a little bit more offensive. But the reason I said to get Roserade is because it gets T-Spikes, so you can T-Spikes into Hex with Pult. I literally think Roserade did the exact same shit in this matchup, though, if we were, like, Fizz Def. It just does more damage, and Giga Drain does more damage. And it heals technically more as well because lower HP stat, lol. Yeah, that was 48 turns. I guess that wasn't too bad. I thought this was like 50 or 60 turns, but yeah. Next up, oh my god, we're like half an hour in. We've only watched like 4. Okay, so next up we have Troy versus La. We're gonna see the Terrakion, Clefable, Pelipper, Mega Scissor, Zapdos, and Overquill versus the Darkrai, Manaphy, Terra Comfey, which is Terra Fairy, Scizor, Latias, and Mega Charizard Y. So, so we got Sun versus Scizor, and we're bringing Scizor. Both Scizors are coming in the sun. But there's also rain, so it's going to be a little bit of a weather war, perhaps. Troy... Okay, so it's still not Terra Overquill. I think maybe he just isn't using Kingdra as much as he thought he would, so he's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put Terra and Overquill. And I believe Comfey is Terra. So yeah, we're gonna see Terrakon lead into Scizor. We're gonna see Quick Claw Scizor. Okay, so this was a really funny thing because I disagree with banning it, but you guys voted for me to ban Quick Claw, so yeah, don't run Quick Claw, please. But didn't really matter. Troy says GG, I win, as if he's not, like, I don't know, man. It's fine. And then La left the battle. Okay, so La comes back, thankfully. Manaphy's gonna die right to Thunderbolt. We're gonna see U-turn. That did a lot. Scissor's gonna come in on. Excuse me. Swords Dance. Okay, yeah, and I think we're flying again. Um, I have a question. Does Zard die to +2 bullet punch? I mean, I guess if you want, yeah, I mean, you could just get it to +4. I don't really know why we're clicking fly. It's kind of a weird thing to click. Oh, and we're gonna bring in Comfy on the bullet punch. That thing died 8,000 times there. Darkrai is, yeah, that thing's also gonna die to bullet punch. Zard. It didn't die to bullet punch. Oh, we're gonna Dragon Dance on a bullet punch. Interesting. We didn't Mega Evolve for some reason. I don't really know why we didn't Mega Evolve, at least, but I guess it didn't do Wing Beat and Fly. I'm a little bit confused, but I know La hasn't played Mons in like forever. Like I think Elekid told me he hasn't played since like Gen 5. So yeah, this was a game that I have watched. I will say, Ironhead Scissor is very real. It does a little bit more damage than Bullet Punch. I mean, technically it does like... It's 20 base power more than Bullet Punch, technically. But I've seen A12 use like Scarf Scissor with Ironhead. Especially when you're trying to beat like Tapu Lele, and like, it kind of pops off. Like, you can just kind of switch in Scissor on Lele anyways, and then like, you turn out, or like, oh, they can't Bullet Punch me, so I can bring in my blah 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 blah, and then you like Ironhead them. I think that's, like, Ironhead Scissor is fine. Cool, honestly. Next up, we're gonna have Lies of J, Mr. Joey versus Shine, who, by the way, is starting a league. I unfortunately can't really play, but what was I saying? I don't remember, but anyways, oh yeah, Cheyenne has a league, which I don't have time to join, but it is in the plugs in SDS. If anyone wants to join, I believe. Let me see. It looks like it's Natdex and Fute. Oh, it's Natdex and. Oh, I'm sorry. So it's standard Natdex with Terra, and then there's a community vote that has Natdex Inverse, which is like the stats on all the mons are inverse. So like in this situation, Deoxy's speed is very bulky, but very slow. Ting Lu's probably still freaking broken. Swellow is, I think, somewhat bulky. Cradley is probably like the same. But yeah, like inverse stats. So like Primarina's special defense being 116, it's gonna be 116 like attack. So that's interesting, I think. And yeah, on Joey's side, we're gonna have Primarina, Zora, Kasui, Deoxys, Speed, Cinderace, Roaring Moon, and Terra Gyarados, which is Terra Flying. By the way, he's using Terra Flying every week. Just want to point that out. On Shine's side, we have Ting Lu, Staraptor. I'm not Staraptor, Swellow, which is a Terra. Is it his Terra Cap now? I think he has Swellow and Cradily are his new Terra Caps. So we have Terra Normal Swellow, Terra Rock Cradily, Mega Gallade. Is it Mega Gallade? I think it's Mega Gallade. Screamtail and Gouging Fire. And I think this is Gouging Fire's first time off the bench. Gouge is kind of a weird mon, I would say. Like, it theoretically can like 6-0 every game, but sometimes it's kind of hard and you're like, I just don't want to bring it. So I think it makes sense, but I think at this point, Gouge is a mon like you should use like every game. I'm gonna say Court Change Cinderace, you turn into Gouge. But I guess I won't really judge too hard because matchups call for different things, and like you always say like in draft like, oh, I'm just gonna bring my top 6 every week, which I said that about my SPS draft. Meanwhile, as I use Mega Manectric every week, but it's fine. We're gonna see Calm and Prim. Energy Ball into Cradily. I don't know why we're Energy Balling the Cradily. I guess maybe he thought we would Terra the Cradily and not the Swellow, but I think that's weird. We're gonna see Draining Kiss. Okay, so this is the correct move. Yeah, we're gonna Draining Kiss the Cradily. And we're just gonna keep setting up Calm Minds. We're gonna see an Ancient Power, knock up the boost. Cradily doesn't get a Power Gem, I don't believe, so Ancient Power is like technically its special rock move. If you're running it specially, so Draining Kiss, yeah, that's a lot. We're gonna see T-Wave, and we're gonna see Scald. Doesn't kill the Scream Tail, but we're also, yeah, we're gonna see the Encore, which gives Cradily a free setup. We're gonna see the Recover, and we're gonna see Scald. However, I don't think Encore really lasts long enough to like matter. Because this is +3 Primarina, and Draining Kiss, yeah, that did kind of a lot. Plus leftovers, so yeah, Prim is winning in this situation. And we do get paralyzed though, and we're paralyzed, so Cradily is faster. Energy Ball knocks out the Zoroark, which was disguised as Deoxys, which I think is a weird decision, but sometimes disguise like changes the mon it is for whatever reason. Meteor Beam is gonna miss, which really sucks because I believe this Roaring Moon I think should have died probably to the Meteor Beam. So that kind of sucks. Ting Lu's gonna come in though, and like Ting Lu just doesn't really give a shit about what is happening. Yeah, it's gonna get up Stealth Rock on Roaring Moon. I really want to use Ting Lu again. Like that mon like just does not care about anything. I think it's great. I think Ting Lu, like, it should probably be like a round 1 pick. So maybe next season I'll make it more like expensive because I think I kind of have it low, but I'm starting to see Ting Lu as like this defensive mon that just it should get drafted like pretty early. Like a crit Dragon Claw did nothing. 19%. That's nothing. Like leftovers on Ting Lu is just like viable recovery on it, which is funny. I think at this point, yeah, Joey's, I guess, probably figured out that Ting Lu has no, oh, it's been tricked choice specs. So yeah, you can just switch in Gyarados and DP. Alright, we're gonna see Earthquake knocks out the Gouge. We're gonna see Swellow, which I think is Scarf. Yeah, Boom Burst will knock out the Gyarados. We're gonna say Dio Speed. Okay, so in this situation, I'm a little bit confused here, because Cheyenne switches out. Why? I don't know. Like, you know, I'm a little bit confused. Does this wait? I'm confused. No, the Dio doesn't have left. Oh, it's because it was this guy's Zoroark. I'm a little bit confused with this game, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what this Deoxys is. But I don't really know why we switched out on Swellow there, but I guess like Swellow I think could have won the game. But Sucker Punch will knock out Swellow. I guess maybe I don't know the calc with Cinderace, but maybe Sucker Punch killed at 75% too. I feel like we could have done a little bit more with Swellow there, maybe. I don't know, I was just kind of confused. But if someone can explain, that would be awesome. Next up, we're going to have Brundon versus Danley. We are 39 minutes into this video. We're going to see Chiyu, Rillaboom, Sneasler, Cryogonal, Terra Water, Vikavolt, and Empoleon, who's coming off the bench. On Brundon's side, we're going to see Mega Beedrill, Kyurem, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Terra Ghost, Registeel, Terra Rock on the Pyroar, coming off the bench, and Landorus. So very cool to see Pyroar here. We're going to see Lead Vikavolt, our female John Cena. And we're going to see Bug Lead, U-Turn. I feel like that U-Turn didn't really do that much, but I think the Vikavolt is probably scared of the Shifu. Although you have a Rillaboom. And I think... No, because Electric doesn't resist water. In my mind, I was like, oh, Vikavolt like walls dual stab from Shifu, but it does not actually. That freeze dry did nothing. We're gonna see Ice Beam into Registeel also not do anything. Body Press does nothing. It's almost like screens are up on like both sides. Like these mons are like not doing damage. I see Prior is not boots. Crazy. I think it's Specs Prior. Because this hyper, yeah, that did kind of a lot. Like I would feel like a hyper voice, even with stab, like probably shouldn't have done that much, but to an Empoleon at least. Because Empoleon's freaking stupid. And yeah, we're gonna Scald Burn the Urshifu, and also because webs are up, like Empoleon is just faster. Yeah, and we're gonna activate competitive. I think in this scenario, and this is like I really want to draft Empoleon because I want to set up a situation like this. Click agility, have them activate competitive, and then like lose. Cause like Empoleon, like if this was agility Empoleon, GG. But it's not. Like it could have been like Shuka Empoleon or something if you're like scared of Landorus knocking you out, because Landorus will always knock you out with Earthquake. But I think it's funny that like you could probably just win a game with agility. Like you could even like store the agility. Like these other mons like really aren't doing much to you. But yeah, I'm sure it's kind of hard to prep that way because you're like, oh, Empoleon has to like check so and so. But oh, we are fucking agility. I can't believe I was talking about him running agility and then he just clicks it. That's hilarious. Thank you, Danley. Thank you so much for existing. That was awesome. I didn't even know that happened. Like I was technically like in the game, but I wasn't watching because I was watching the Sagex versus John Paul battle. So I didn't watch that. I didn't really watch this game, and these guys took fucking forever. By the way, they started their game at like 9:10, and this game didn't end till like 10:20. Draco Mist sucks, but Cryogonal just doesn't give a shit. I don't think. Cryo's kind of a problem. We're gonna freeze fucking Registeel. Oh, that sucks. So Chi's gonna come in. Steely Dan's gonna stay frozen. Dark Pulse. We're gonna unthaw. Body Press doesn't KO. Dark Pulse will knock out Registeel. Okay. So we're gonna switch out. We're gonna see probably Defog, I would hope. Yep. I think we defogged a little bit late, but we also got rid of Terrain, which is great. So now Beedrill can come in. We're gonna see Leech Seed. And we'll see Empoleon comes in on the U-turn. Doesn't really... That U-turn did kind of a lot. Like, yeah. We're gonna activate competitive, which is funny. Again, if we were Shuka, could have just swept the game right there with Empoleon, but we didn't. Okay, so Rillaboom is gonna give Beedrill the terrain. U-turn's gonna do kind of a lot. I think we're clicking U-turn a little bit too much. I think we could be playing a little bit more aggressive with Beedrill maybe, but I get it, I guess. We're gonna U-turn. Vikavoult's gonna live that U-turn too. And we're gonna see a Terra Blast. Okay. And we're gonna switch in Beedrill. Okay, so what I don't understand is why did we go Beedrill here when we could have just taken the KO? Or forced in Empoleon? Because now we have webs up again, and I don't really understand. I also don't know what this Chi-Yu is. So yeah, I don't know. Cryo's gonna come in. We're gonna see Kyurem switch in. And Ice Beam crit knocks out Kyurem. I don't understand how that happened. What is this Cryogonal Specs? Because, okay, so now you watch this turn, you're like, oh, Kyurem died, Beedrill's gonna die. No, Beedrill's fine. Why did Kyurem die? like, I don't really understand why it died. But, it's fine. Chi's gonna, of course, kill Flamethrower, and, theoretically, Employon could maybe win. Well, no, it can't win from this position. And we got burned, so that kind of sucks. I guess theoretically you could win. You could have won from this position if like if you're like Polish and then the Rillaboom got paired like over and over, but yeah, that was the game. Good job to the Danley. Brendan actually kind of kept it close because I think I checked in like early-ish in the game and I was like, oh, like all of Brendan's mons are like dead or like dying, and then like these guys were all like 100%. I was like, oh god, this is gonna be like a horrible 6-0, but no, we kind of brought it back. Not bad. Next up, we're gonna have me versus Toadate. So yeah, this was technically the last game that was played, but I want to save the last game for last. On my side, I'm gonna end up bringing the Garchomp, Greninja, Lopunny, sorry, Mega Lopunny, Rotom Wash, Terra Psychic on the Armarouge, and Pheasantipity. On Toadate's side, we have Mega Altaria, Zeraora, Ogerpon, Jirachi, Crobat, and Volcanion, who's Terra Fire. Volcanion is very scary in this matchup, I will say. I really want to bring Corv, but I was like, damn, I really need to like, I need to bring Rotom as like a secondary check to Volcanion. So yeah, I'm gonna lead with Lopunny here as he leads Jirachi, or I'm sorry, they lead Jirachi. I am going to continue to get this wrong. I'm sorry. It is like 11:30, so my brain is like kind of out of it. But I want to get this video recorded because I don't want to have to hold off on it, and I'm gonna have kind of a maybe not like a busy week, but I will probably have to do some stuff this week, and like, yeah. So I'm gonna fake out the Jirachi. I thought maybe it could have been Covert Cloak, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really know what this Jirachi wants to do, and I'd rather like get Chip on it. So I'm gonna Earth Power into the Crobat, which kind of sucks for me. I bring in the Rotom as they U-turn out with Crobat. I don't know why, but I completely like ignored the fact that it was U-turn Crobat. For some reason, I thought they like hard switched into Jirachi. But yeah, I defogged the screen, or no, I defogged the rocks. But they get up screens, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna defog that, and they bring in Volcanium, which I think is interesting because Rotom Wash is like kind of my Volcanion pivot. I guess Pheasantipity is, but I was fine with taking that Toxic there, and also Chip on Jirachi. They're gonna screen up. Hex is 9%, which is very stupid, but yeah, we're gonna see Draco Meteor, which actually it's not half bad damage for like non-stab Draco from like kind of a weak-ish mon. Ogerpon's gonna come in on the Hex, and I believe, yeah, I go Fez here. I think I consider going into Armarouge here, but I don't really know why I didn't consider going Armarouge. I guess because I want to get Chip on the Altaria first. We're going to see the Crobat come in as I U-turn with Ogerpon. What was my switch in to Ogerpon? I guess maybe my switch into Ogerpon is a Lopunny at that point. So you're going to fake out the Crobat and Triple Axel. I will be going for the knockout there, thankfully. I knock it out. They're going to bring in Zeraora as I go hard Garchomp on the close combat. And it does 49%, and I get some decent chip with a helmet. Close combat knocks me out though, and I'm like, oh shit. I guess that kind of sucks for me, but at the same time, Garchomp's like only purpose was to like die to Zeraora. I guess being able to like chip Volcanion would have been nice, or like sack it to something else would have been good. And I initially had more bulk on Garchomp, but I guess I got punished for taking off said bulk. And I could have probably also went like hard Fez because this was obviously choice band Zera Aura and like Fez is double resisting. So I don't really know why I sack Garchomp there, but I go Armarouge here as they go Volcanion. I'm gonna get up Psychic Terrain and Terra Psychic. I will click Expanding Force. Jirachi's gonna come in. I'm gonna switch out because reasons, I guess. I'm gonna close combat though. I think it's because of the light screen. So I was like, oh, I should probably like not kill Jirachi because I don't want to like auto lose to the Altaria. But I kind of didn't keep in mind that the Altaria is Mega. So Triple Axel is not killing. It's gonna do a lot, but it's not gonna kill. Unless I crit. But yeah, Axel did a decent chunk, and they're gonna Moonblast back. I don't know why it's Moonblast and not Hyper Voice. Do I have a soundproof mod on my team? I don't think so. I don't know why that's Moonblast. Sludge Bomb is not gonna KO. Yeah, I was supposed to Moonblast, not Sludge Bomb, so I fucked up there. Because the entire idea was, I think, Moonblast and then U-turn on whatever comes in, and then pray from there, I guess. So yeah. Kind of sucks because I think Zera is like really scary right now. Moonblast will, again, like, it doesn't do anything. And also, I've clicked all these buttons, and it took me until now to get the Toxic Chain. Kind of insane, but yeah. Fez just doesn't really give a shit about Altaria being in front of it. No, Altaria could be running Earthquake, but I don't really want to, like, hard switch in Greninja. Theoretically, like, no, because, I don't know. If they, like, on the off chance feel like clicking Moonblast as I bring in Grin, that's like an instant GG from me. So I have to just kind of stay in and let Fez handle the Altaria, and thankfully Altaria finally goes down. Mr. Plasma Fist is going to come in. I'm going to bring in Armarouge here as he goes hard Ogerpon. I'm going to click Endure. I don't really know why I clicked Endure there. I think I'm honestly like really scared of him critting me. And by him, I mean the Zera is fucking genderless. Okay. I thought Zera was a male. But I'm also kind of worried about her as an Ogerpon critting me. Hornleech. And that Hornleech was really bad for me because I think I could have went Gren and clicked Sludge Wave, but now they're like out of range of Sludge Wave killing, so I'm like, oh shit. I actually like I have to get this play right. I was like pretty convinced they might have been knockoff. However, I had to kind of go for the Endure, and I've already actually revealed Endure. So I think my play, I think I probably should have clicked Armor Cannon. Yeah, definitely not, I definitely should not have clicked Psychic Terrain. Yeah, it's always Armor Cannon, like I always click Armor Cannon. So I think I got some of the plays wrong, but I guess it ends up working out for me. Gren did not have fucking Water Shuriken, and Toadate does have Swords Dance. Bringing Swords Dance on this set is like kind of crazy, because I do have a Corviknight, and I'm assuming the reason this wasn't Dragon Dance, because I got 6-0'd by Dragon Dance. I'm gonna assume the reason why this wasn't Dragon Dance is because it was walled by Corv, but so is this. So I think that was weird, but it really could bring, like, if they predicted I wasn't gonna bring Corv to this game, because I really want to bring Corv, but I was also like really scared of offensive Terra Volcanion. So all in all, considering they didn't have a Dark type, I think they played pretty good. They got 4 kills, and I was kind of expecting to like lead Armarouge, or like being able to lead Armarouge and just like auto winning. But having the light screen like really helped me like not win automatically, and like I almost lost. So really good prep, honestly. You still lost, but like good prep for a really bad matchup. So our last game is a special. It's gonna be kind of a long game, but we're just gonna play it out because it's a metronome battle. So John asked me if they could do a metronome battle, and I just kind of agreed because I don't really care as long as they play their game. And if it was Sunday and like neither of them had prepped, then I was like, just play a fucking metronome game. So yeah, this is gonna be our first metronome game. We're gonna be able to see shiny Trapagos and shiny Urshifu. If the showdown like updaters weren't fucking lazy, we could have seen Trapagos in its like 3D glory. But I also like the black and white uh, art for it, so I'm not too mad. We're gonna see Metronome Heat Crash to lead. We're gonna see Metronome Teleport. Um, I'm honestly not really gonna like comment too much. I'm just kind of gonna let the game play out. Um, there's a couple turns that are like interesting, but I'm just gonna let you guys watch this rather than me saying we're gonna metronome this, we're gonna metronome that, because yeah, everything does get metronome. Plucking the Lepa Berry is really funny, by the way. And that Skitter Snack did a lot of damage. Yeah, floral healing. We don't like to see a healing the opponent in this format, but yeah. Gex, I'd say Gex is getting kind of fucked here, but I guess you agree to this if you're doing that, but yeah, we're gonna Acid Armor, interesting. But we're gonna switch up because Urshifu is doing 0 damage, and we metronome the Healing Wish. So, very interesting that Gex is just kind of like letting things die. Rolling the Dig into a Rotom Heat is really funny. And we see the Sleep Powder, which is interesting, but Heatran, like, either Heatran dies next turn or it lasts like 12, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we are officially through week 3, and the standings have been kind of one-sided, I would say. We do have, I believe, 5, maybe 6 coaches that are undefeated currently. And that kind of sucks because I'd like to have more variability in my standings, but I think I kind of asked for it. Conversion into Dragon's funny. Because Dragon resists Zing Zap, so yeah, he's going to be Dragon. Lunar Blessing, okay. But I'm hoping in the upcoming weeks that we see some wins for some people that have less wins, or like some undefeated coaches go at least somewhat defeated. I know that it's going to be me versus Dedanley, and we're both undefeated currently. I feel like me and Dedanley have very good teams as well. Like my defensive core is really tough to deal with. He has a really good, I think, offensive core, and I'm hoping I win not because I want to win, but because his team is really similar to my SDS. I'm sorry, my SPS team, which is currently #1 seed. Not to brag, but I mean it just kind of means like the synergy and like the idea of like part of that core is like solid. So I'm hoping I can understand my own team enough to like win, because I almost lost a Heister, and I will say with my current team that I play a little bit too aggressively and like not wanting to use my actual defensive core to like actually win, because I'm like, oh, I'll just use my offensive mon to take hit defensively and then almost die, or like die, and then I'm like, oh shoot, now I have to use this mon to take a hit. Also, we're seeing struggle. I will say, I believe, yeah, the Urshifu's out of moves. Oh, because of Imprison. So, yeah, he has to use the Urshifu to struggle. Yeah, so Imprison in a Metronome battle is heinous, by the way. If that Ferrothorn was like higher HP, Gex probably like would have won like on the spot, because struggle and Iron Barbs is like really scary. Plus being damaged or like having to deal with a Ferrothorn with like recovery or somewhat. Um, Also, shiny Urshifu Blood Moon is like not good. That's like a really disappointing shiny in my opinion, but it's whatever. I wonder if that mon will ever get released. I'm gonna assume that they'll release like the shinies next year for like the Gen 9 mons that are not shiny, because we're getting the Treasures of Ruin shiny. We should be getting Chi Yu next week, because we got Ting Lu like a couple days ago. We got Wo Qian last month, and we got Qian Pao at the end of last month. So Chi Yu will be next week. I'm wondering when they will release like Miraidon shinies, because they have decent shinies. People really like Miraidon shiny. Tea Time is funny. I think they already pulled Tea Time, but actually I think Tea Time gets pulled at some point here. Not yet. We're gonna Bubble Beam the water type with Water Absorb. Ugh. I'm still like a little bit sick. Well, I'm not like sick. I'm just like kind of stuffy, and it's probably because I've been talking for an hour. But this game's almost over. We're just down to Swampert, which took 0 damage from that Bleak Wind Storm. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering when we're gonna get those shiny Miraidon, as well as we have to get the shinies on Crown Gouge, like the trios for those. The I guess the Dinosaur Trio and the Robot Swords of Justice. We don't have those shinies yet. We don't have shiny Ogerpon, we don't have shiny Terrapagos, and we don't have the Loyal 3. So I'd like to see those shinies at some point get released. And some of them are decent, like I think shiny Fez is decent. Shiny Okidogi is like interesting. I think it's really bad, but it's interesting and stupid, but and like Blood Moon, I guess the shiny's not like super awful, but I didn't really like it, and like this thing barely changes, like its face is green. So it's really weird. But yeah. We are an hour in. Okay. Long ass video. Now we're gonna look at the standings. We'll look at the Pokemon first. So on the kill leaderboard, we're gonna see Terra Armarouge at number 1. I kind of wish I had like a better way to like signify that this is Terra Armarouge and not just like Armarouge on its own. Then we got Bundle. We got Rhyperior, Terra Rhyperior, Blacephalon, Ogerpon, Wellspring, which was all like that first week too. Gyarados, Terra Gyarados is doing pretty okay. I feel like I could have more kills, but the issue with Gyarados is it's hard to bring into like endgame. Prim doing pretty good. Mega Scizor got those 4 kills just now. Mega Diance's doing okay. Pechacut is doing alright. Even got Amoonguss, because Amoonguss performed really well. Toys, Chiyu, Ursaluna, Mega Glade. Kind of expected. I guess Blastoise having that many kills is not like super expected, but it was Terra. But they dropped Terra from it, so I'm assuming Blastoise is probably gonna just kind of fall down as time goes on. Armor is just holding kill leader by 2 kills and 1 differential, because Blacephalon is 0 deaths. It's the top mon with 0 deaths, and then from there it's like Mega Scizor, Mega Diancie. So yeah, interesting standings there. In terms of coach standings, again 5 coaches undefeated. I will say Yuno did get a forfeit win, but he does have a good team. Danley has a good team as well. I think Joey has a really good team. I have a good... I think my team's alright. My defensive core is holding it up for sure. And Sacred Ash. And I think all 5 coaches up here, like, very solid. Gex pretty much only lost because of Metronome. I wouldn't say that they would have beat John Paul, because John Paul is also very strong. And it's funny to see John Paul at number 7 after just 1 win. But I guess that happens. Shine's up here. Troy has a win. Heister has a win, and like kind of go down from there. We even have some, I think, solid coaches like on kind of on the bottom. Like I see a lot of potential in like some of these guys. In Toad 8, like I think the struggle with Toad 8's team is defensive core. Not having a dark type is a little bit rough. Elekid's down here. Elekid's games have been kind of close too, I think. So yeah, I'm hoping to see a little bit of a shift here. Like I don't want to see like the top 5 just like run away. And I'd like to see some of the bottom 8 get some wins here as well. We'll see something interesting for sure. What do we have? We have Toad 8 versus Jamesy. That could be an interesting game. Shine versus Sacred Ash. Undefeated. Gex versus Elekid. We got John Paul versus Troy. So one of them will get a win, because I think they're 1-2 right now. We're gonna have Joey versus Cryptix. That'll be an interesting win for Cryptix if he can like get that win there. Me versus Dedanley, I think will be like that's game of the week. Like we're the undefeated coaches, and like one of us will have to go down next week. And I will tell you, Dedanley, it'll not be me. It'll not be me. We're gonna have Heiser versus Yuno. Love versus Brennan. This will be a game to see. These are both of the coaches that are only defeated, so seeing one that might go undefeated will be nice. And by might, I mean that one of them will, unless they double forfeit loss, I guess. Jamesy's had some bad luck. Well, maybe not bad luck, but just like either bad matchups or getting like really like out prepped there or something. Sacred Ash for Shine, and I mean we've already seen these. Okay, we're not doing too bad. Also, Troy's not used Ogerpon yet. Maybe I'll look through this like next week and be like, oh yeah, we haven't seen Aegislash. But I think Aegislash might have been a newer. Is it a new edition or was it a Grace transaction? I don't remember. No Persian yet. No Frostlass. No Toxtricity or Masharna. I guess that's fair. No Floette, no Thwacky, no Kecleon. No Serena, as expected. I don't expect anyone to use Serena. The Danleys use all of his Mons. I traded away Nihiligo and Leafeon and Bombardier for Tangrowth and Mismagius because I was not using Nihiligo at all. I'm like, you know what? I'll just pick up Tangrowth, and I got Terra Mismagius, so we'll see if I use those. I've only used Corval once. Heister has added some new Mons, so we'll see if those Mons get some usage soon. Brennan's not used Xurkitree yet. I think that makes sense. I think Xurkitree is kind of hard to use. Jamesy's used all of his Mons. Please use your Meloetta more. Like, that Mon's good. I don't know why we're not using it, but we're not using it. No Mega Absol has not been used yet. Ogerpon's not been used yet. I know Araquanid's not been used yet. Milotic and Lele have not been used yet. And no Hisui and Gudra. So, yeah, we'll see if those Mons all come off the bench soon. Hopefully, they'll all get their chance to shine. And yeah, I will see you guys next week, because I need to end this video. Thank you for watching.